Ozempic, Ozempic, Ozempic. That's all I've been hearing every time I have a call with somebody when we first start. Guys, you're trying to walk before you crawl. That's number one. And two, you have to think of it like this. If you had a giant cruise ship, okay, and you take one chair off the cruise ship and you throw it in the water, do you really think the weight of the ship is going to change that much? All right. It's just like that with medicine. Like, if you're eating pizzas and calzones and pastas all the time and everything bad under the sun, and then you take something, it's not going to blunt all that away, like magically, and you're just going to drop weight. Generally speaking, it does help with, helping your hunger curbs a little bit. All right. But the thing is like, you don't have to starve yourself to death anyway, because you can still eat on a diet. And if you can't eat good foods anyway, it's never gonna work the way you want it to. And I blame Hollywood and stuff, because I'm sure some girl in Hollywood was saying she took it, and then every girl under the sun is like looking for this stuff. And all you're asking is for health issues if you don't know what you're doing, and if you're not the right person or candidate to be using that kind of stuff. And if you're not a type 2 diabetic, or you have no fatty liver or something like that, then you really don't need this kind of stuff to lose weight. And ultimately, it's a quick fix if you're thinking about it like that. All right. Everybody who's overweight, everyone that I ever dealt with that's overweight, is always looking for shortcuts. They're always like, what's the next best thing to buy at like GNC? What's the newest trend, for like fasting or some kind of crazy thing? I'm not saying fasting is bad. It's beneficial and it's detoxing, but it's not going to make you lose 80 pounds, okay? It's going to help your body kind of reboot. So what I'm trying to get at is that you need to understand that you have a problem with shortcuts and looking for the easy way out. And do you think anyone in the fitness field, anyone who's even if they're going to do like a fitness photo shoot, okay, they're dieting like crazy, even if they're taking like pharmaceuticals to help give them an edge, they're still dieting and cutting out carbs and doing everything necessary to look their best for that the photo. It's not like they're just taking Ozempic and then looking like a model for the magazine. It doesn't work like that. You still have to put in the work with the food. And that's why you've been stuck overweight for the last 30 years, because you start something and you don't realize that losing weight takes time. It's not like a month and you're like down 50 pounds, okay? You have to plan on a pound and a half a week, maybe 2 pounds. If you're really overweight, yeah, you can drop 3 pounds in a week, depending on what you're doing and making changes. But some of that's water too, because if you're a heavy carbohydrate eater, carbs can hold water. So sometimes right away when you start lowering your carbs and stuff like that, or going even like on a keto type of diet, you'll start losing water first. And then people go, oh, I lost weight already. No, you lost water because you're not holding it anymore because you don't have the carbs. So you got to understand, it doesn't work like that. You have to have a planned schedule for yourself where you're eating X amount of calories in a day. And it doesn't have to be like just chicken and broccoli or something like that. It just means that if you eat a pizza, you really put in a lot of calories or something like that. And now the other foods, you got to kind of monitor better, or, vice versa. So you have to understand, it doesn't work like that. Weight loss is a time thing, and it's about sustaining a schedule that fits your needs, okay? And if you can't do it on a regular basis, then you're gonna fail. And that's why sometimes you might need help and sometimes you might need guidance, okay? But the point I'm trying to make here is that it's a long game, okay? Even building muscle is a long game. People think I'm just gonna get jacked in a year. It took like most professional, like heavyweight bodybuilders 10 years to get to the physique to just be able to win properly on stage, okay? 10 years of building muscle. They didn't do it in 1 year. They might have put size on, but they didn't get to the conditioning and the definition that they need to win just overnight. It doesn't work like that. It's a time thing and dedication. And, that's why the people that get to the gym, they get results. And, some people go to the gym and they don't eat right and they don't necessarily lose the weight, but they're more mobile. They have strength, and they're probably helping their heart out to some degree. But you have to understand something. It's about being scheduled and regimented. Every person that's into health is planning out their day, what they're going to eat in advance. They're either filling containers of food, with the right amounts that they think they need, or, whatever their they're prescribed, so to speak, or they're on, if they have the money, you know, some people have money, they get food delivery and it's all pre-ordered macro meals. You know, you might see them advertised, but it's all what they're doing. So if you either have to put the work in at the house and cook and pre-make your food, or if you have money, you have a good job and you can do that route with the pre-ordered meals and make it a little easier for you, that helps too. But either way, you just need to put in the work, okay? And for instance, like myself, you know, I can't always get to the supermarket. I'm working till 3 a.m. some nights, trying to answer people, trying to do it. I get my food delivered, and I cook still. I'm not like, I still do my cooking, but I can't always order. So I can't always get to the supermarket. I got to Instacart, but I do what I got to do. You know, if depends what position you're in. So it's all about putting in the work. You have to make effort somewhere. You have to sacrifice somewhere, and that's really what it is. I'm sorry that there was a better way. If there was a better way, I'd already be telling you, because I would want to do it myself. So you just got to understand that you have to put in the work. You have to, you know, be on a schedule. You have to make a mark for every day to make sure that you're on point. And it's about doing the same thing over and over again. It really is. It's that easy. It might sound crazy, but there's no secret to it. It's about doing the same thing over and over again until you meet your goal or you're satisfied. That's it. That's the magic pill right there, baby.